Hello, welcome to my channel and my love to all of you. This is Anshu Sharma here. Is humanity reaching a crisis point? Negative programming. People's perception is slowly changed through consistency and effort. Because it is a slow process, people think the change is happening through their own willful thinking. And that is exactly how it is intended to be. This is our topic today. Changing people's perception and reality for a desired outcome by an outside agency. Ideological subversion is obtained on a targeted nation by a communist regime. This war is against humanity's freedom. People may lose this war if they do not wake up early and take action to protect themselves. Ideological subversion is achieved without any comrade, so no war takes place, and it takes place silently in 4 stages: demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and new normalization. I have taken these excerpts from a book called Love Letter to America by Yuri Bezmenov. The link is attached in the description box. This is definitely not my personal opinion or ideology. I am merely conveying the summarized version of this book. Please observe, I leave it to you, what is happening in your own country. Use your own discernment and then leave your comments in the description box. I strongly recommend people to listen to his talk basically, and reflect on how much humanity is already under the influence of this ideological and psychological warfare. How much you and your country has lost already on their morals and ethical values, and how much harm has come upon you or your country. Humanity is on the crossroads, and there is a cosmic divide is happening. You may have been very successful in your chosen careers, but it is very much likely because of egoic identification, you lost the sight of the truth. Away from the glamour of the material world and its entertainment, it is time to seriously reflect, as humanity is at a crisis point. Ideological subversion. Anyone paying attention can see it. If we get out of our egoic identification. Yuri Bezmenov, a Soviet KGB spy, in his book Letter to America, said that only 15% of the money is spent on espionage and the other 85% is spent on psychological subversion or ideological subversion or psychological warfare against our country which is targeted. This process is a very slow process. It changes the perception of the people very slowly, is such a way that in spite of all the information available, people are not able to pick it up or reach a sensible conclusion in the interest of their own country or family. It's a very slow brainwashing mechanism which is divided into 4 stages. The first stage is demoralization. It takes about 20 years to demoralize a nation. A nation is slowly demoralized deliberately by the following means. One generation of students is exposed to the ideology of the subverter against their own people and their country. A spiritual backbone of a country is removed through politics, commercial business, and through entertainment. Various religious cults are introduced. Religion is removed from the schools and is commercialized using donations. It is to be noted, historically, every great civilization died when people rejected religion and God and tried to create social justice among socialist principles. Students and young ones are corrupted using sex, drugs, rock music, etc., creating a younger generation who totally disregard old values and morals. Population distribution through urbanization takes place, and ownership of the private land is slowly discouraged and is taken away basically. Here, take a moment and reflect what has been happening in your country, where people are slowly leaving the villages to cities and then moving to tiny apartments subsequently, either in 1 or 2 generations. Farmers are often greater patriot than an urban resident. Communists know this very well. Labor unions are infiltrated and strikes are introduced. Enemy's ideology is pumped into at least 3 generations simultaneously, slowly, without being challenged by their own basic values. It is achieved where country's own people are compromised, and these compromised individuals then create confusions and doubts amongst their own countrymen. Old values and culture are mocked at. It is not an outside force which can easily be distinguished so that people have time to protect themselves. With your own people, you lose guard, and then shield of self-protection comes down. This process involves compromising progressive and sober thinking nationals through money, sex, blackmail, and awards extra. While others who refuse to be flexible or compromised are character assassinated in media and press. Disunity is spread through dividing the people into hostile groups along their favorite strategy of divide and rule. Young ones are corrupted and made to turn against the old. People's faith is destroyed through mockery and ridicule. Government's credit is destroyed. Inflation is produced. Old moral values are broken down. And all this is deliberately and intentionally done in order to create instability. Why? Because instability breeds radicalism that can lead to violent and forceful uprising, where The old power structures, the stable power structures are replaced, and even leading to civil wars or revolutions down the line. This results in newly achieved control system of a closed society, opposite of what people of the target country had in the beginning, a free society. Now, in line with communism, borders are closed. Censorship of media and execution of people who revolt takes place. Here, please take a pause and reflect. Has it been happening in your country? Nearly everyone on earth now is familiar with the term closed borders and censorship of media and press. Where is humanity heading towards? From a free society with free expression, rights and free travel to a closed system of a closed society, remaining locked up in your own homes like a prisoner. All is being achieved in the name of care, concern, protection, and freedom. Please take a moment, pause, and reflect. Stage 2 of the 4 stages of subversion is destabilization. In this stage, internal power structures, nations, foreign relations, and economy, the spinal cord of the nation, is narrowed down by the subverter. This process takes about 2 to 5 years, depending upon the nation and its ability to mobilize the resistance. Attention of the people is put on job security, free social services, and pleasure strokes provided by the entertainment industry, away from the main problem. So people's job security, social services, free social services, and entertainment become the main focus. And this process goes on for some time in most countries. People are so lost and consumed in their own lives and problems that most are ignoring the main problem, which is to bring their country back to security and restoring the old moral fiber. The economic power is slowly moved into the central state, the big brother. The average person may not realize that the international code is nothing but an artificial structure of the communist. All this is done through Western multinationals coming in the country, monopolizing the trade, continue to trade, extend credits, supply technology, and all this is diplomatically done to appease the subverter. While media keep singing the songs to divert the attention of the public to somewhere else. Do you see this happening in your country? Stage 3 of the 4 stage of subversion is crisis. This stage may only take place within 2 to 6 months. Radicals and subverter agents who have been under training all along, they come and quickly spring into action, trying to seize the power as quickly and as ruthlessly as possible. At this stage, chances are leaders who are actually merely the puppets of the subverter will be elected and given almost unlimited emergency powers. Sounds familiar? Nationalization of the vital industries, the reduction of the private sector of the economy to the bare minimum, the redistribution of the wealth, and the massive propaganda by the newly elected government takes place in order to explain and justify the reforms. Many freedom fighters all over the world believe humanity is at this crisis point, where a crisis through a genetically designed virus, lockdowns, and vaccines for control purposes is taking place worldwide, in line with one world order. You can do your own research on one world order, and if you agree or disagree, please put down your comments. Now, stage 4 of the 4 stages of subversion is normalization, which is not the original normalization, certainly not. It is a new normal. Pockets of resistance and split loyalties among law enforcement will arise as expected, and they will be dealt with by the controllers. Many will find themselves in prisons and hastily built concentration camps. There are sites who are advising people to see the big hoarding facilities containing up to 30,000 rooms being built. You can see it on the Google map. Many will be executed. There will be no more use of the useful idiots, not my term, but the authors, who have supported and would have completed the work by now in compliance for their job security or for other personal brainwashed reasons. Many would have acted against their conscience, either deliberately or in ignorance. New world order will establish new stability and new morality. Now, what exactly is this new stability and new morality? No more grassroots movements. No more criticism of the state. The press will censor itself. No more free travel within the countries and also within a country in between the states. No more free expression. No more free decisions for you or for your family, even on your health, body, or education. This normalization imposed by liberals and socialists will, or at least is intended to last forever for you, for your children, and for your grandchildren. People will have to work as slaves, their jobs, work hours, and the pay will be regulated. All these 4 stages, demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization, have been summarized for you to think and reflect. Please reflect intensely and connect the dot with what is happening in your own country. Where do you stand? Where do you see the future for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren, and for your countrymen. Like we said before, you may have been very successful in your professional and material life, and your efforts have to be applauded. But wisdom requires you to see the current reality for what it is, where the world is at this time. Many say we are in a state of attempted takeover. If you wish to change the course of your life and not continue to give your precious energy and time towards a communist agenda to take the world over through one world order, where no one, even the ones following the orders, will be the winners. Except the ones who will be the ones, except the ones who have designed, propagated, and those who are behind this. They are already saying you will own nothing, probably not even your children, but you will be happy. Humanity is slowly being led towards transhumanism through chips and other means, cyborgs and slavery. You still have time to change the course. Humanity and its freedom is at stake. So what do we all do now? Stop aiding the subverter. Stand up for your birthrights. Force your elected politicians to change the policies. Do not obey the orders which do not resonate, are not in your best interest. Educate yourself about communism and socialist principles. Not from the main media, who are glorifying it, but from alternate media. And above all, support patriotic groups and organizations. They are being run by bold and courageous people who haven't got money and resources, but they are putting everything of their own on the line for you. These people are well informed. They are awake. They have the solution. Join them, support them in any manner you can, but do something. Fear vanishes when you take steps with courage, slowly. And everything starts with your intellectual understanding when you take a decision and then action. Only courageous warriors will inherit the new earth. Do something, whatever it is, but do something. Thanks for listening. Please listen to the related videos on awakening on my YouTube channel Anshu Sharma 90. Please share and subscribe. Help other people to know what is going on. Stay tuned for my subsequent videos. Take care. I love you and I take your leave now.